Welcome back to Tactical Main. I appreciate you stopping by. Today, dudes, we're talking about the Gen 5 Glocks, the changes on it that I like, and the changes that I don't really care for. Gen 5 Glock, dudes. They say that they have made some super scientific, ultra hyperactive changes to the Gen 5 Glock. A lot of people say it's a Gen 2 with a new finish. There are some changes I absolutely do like about this, and there are some changes that I could just care less about. There are no changes that I hate, okay? But first off, we're going to go down the list of all the changes that Glock has made to the Gen 5s from the Gen 4s. So try to pay attention to all the changes as I run down them, and try not to pay attention to the glare coming off the freshly cut dome we got going on up there. But yes, Tactical Main did need a haircut. We're going to go ahead and start with the magazines. Gen 5 magazine, you have the orange follower. Wow. I don't know, Glock, I really don't know how we made it this long without an orange follower in there to let us know that we are out of bullets. I get it, dudes, I get it. Some ranges do require you to lock your, which is good practice, to lock your slide to the rear, and having a nice high-vis follower does let other people know that your firearm is unloaded. But should you even have a magazine in there if you're unloading show clear and the range is gone cold? No. So, whip-de-doo, we have a high-vis follower. That's a change I could care less about. The floor plate's a little bit different. They say there's a little bit of a curve on there. They say that's for enhancing of removing the firearm during a double feed. Now we come to the frame. We do have a little bit of an enhanced magwell, which does help get the magazines in there a little bit easier, right? It's not a competition magwell. It's not like a Terran tactical magwell or anything like that, but it is flared out just a tad bit to help with that. Some people are concerned that that's going to inhibit concealed carry. If you look at it, it doesn't really come out that much. I wouldn't have a problem carrying it. I don't think anyone else is going to have a problem concealing that. We come to the front of the little bottom of the grip, and you have a little U cut out. They say that's an aid in removing magazines. Don't really need it because the magazine doesn't go inside the magwell anyways. You can just grab it from the side. Or that's another change I don't care about. Some people are worried about pinching your pinky finger on there. This is a Glock 34 with the 17 size frame, and I seriously, it doesn't even come close to my pinky. Glock 19, however, it very well could. I don't know. I haven't done ultra high performance reloads in a Gen 5 19 yet, so maybe one day we'll do some of that. Next on the grip, you can see that Glock has removed the finger grooves. Finger grooves never bothered me. I'm one of the Glock dudes where my hands fit the finger grooves just fine. Not having the finger grooves, it feels a little bit different. Does not change the grip whatsoever. I still have a nice, good Glock grip, right? So the finger groove removal, to some people that's going to be a great bonus, because I can imagine how bad that would suck if your fingers did not match the grooves and you're feeling those. I could see how that would turn people off a Glock. So this, to me, is a functional change, okay? I could care less about it, but it is functional. Moving up the pistol, the next thing we come into contact with that is a change is the ambidextrous slide controls, ambidextrous slide lock. Both sides, it is functional on both sides of the firearm. The ambidextrous slide stop is a change that I actually do like, and I feel is an upgrade, and it's about time Glock did that. It does afford the left-handed shooters, or when you're shooting offhand, the ability to release the slide, to lock the slide, just to be able to manipulate the slide like the righties have been doing it for so long. I'm a righty myself, which is weird because I'm left-handed writing, but right-handed with everything else. One of the cons that some people are talking about, and that I notice with having the ambidextrous slide stop, is the fact that now you also have the cutout on the slide for the slide stop on the other side, and you can see all the way through it. Can you see my eyeballs? Probably not, but I can see the camera. You can see all the way through that light. Some people don't like seeing light through it, just like some people don't like seeing light through their AR upper and lower. If it's within spec, dudes, it's all good. But you can see light all the way through because of that new cut. Whereas on the Gen 4, you only had the cut on the one side, you couldn't see through. A lot of people are saying that's going to allow foreign debris in there. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't go mud fighting with my Glocks all the time, so I couldn't comment on that. But I don't see that as a problem. Moving further up, we now have Glock's NDLC finish on the slide. They say it is a stronger, tougher, more reliable, more durable finish. It's a very slippery finish. Is it any slipperier than the Gen 4 finish? No, it's not. It's just as slippery. Gen 4 Glocks had a slippery finish as well. Now, with a little bit of oil on this, yes, it tends to be a little bit slicker than the Gen 4, but it's the same thing. That's why we have all been saying, get with the program Glock, give us some front slide serrations. Even if you don't want to do full ones, give us a little tiny little half serrations or whatever down on the bottom. Do something, right? Whatever is what it is. I can't comment on the durability of the finish, the NDLC finish, because I have not really done much holster drawing with the Kydex yet to see how durable it is. The coating itself, I don't know. To me, it is what it is. It's an upgrade that I could care less about, because Glock pistols are made to be used, dudes. Used and abused, fired, shot, thrown, dropped, and scratched up. If your Glock is pretty, you're not Glocking right. Another Gen 5 change that is only privy to the Glock 34s is they no longer have the window cut out in the slide. There's a lot of people that have always wanted a Glock 34, but they do not enjoy having a window cut out in the top of their slide. They're fearful of debris getting in there and locking up the system. There are also people that didn't like it, like myself, because if I did do a slide cut, I want to do my own. So it's kind of like Glock listened, and they kept it closed up for those who don't want it, and for those who do but want to do their own slide milling, not their own, but send it off to get their own design in there. So that's pretty cool, but that is only privy to the Glock 34 because they're the only ones that came with a factory window on the top for lightning. Next, they've scalloped the front of all these slides now. They've brought the 26 scallop in. I think they went actually a little bit more than a 26. I don't know. It's been a few years since I've owned a 26. But they scalped the front of it because they say that aids in reholstering. I don't buy a Glock 17, Glock 19, many years, Gen 4, squared off frame, never had a problem reholstering. This to me looks really silly. It looks stupid. Why they decided to go a little bit further back on the top of it than the sides, I don't know. Another thing Glock did when they first released the Gen 5 is they scalped the slide, but they didn't finish it off on the frame. Glock caught a lot of flack over that. How can it be Glock perfection if you can't even match your slide to the frame? Glock took care of it. Now all Gen 5s are bezeled up front. Doesn't matter on the Glock 34 because the slide goes out further than the frame. That to me is one I could live without. To me, it makes the pistols look silly. I prefer the Gen 4 straight cut, blocky, squared off, ugly Glock. And the last change that Glock is boasting about is the Glock Marksman barrel. Is it a Marksman barrel? I don't know. I'm not an ultra sharpshooter pistol expert guy, right? When I go shooting, I don't shoot for ultra precision. I am more of a effective threat stopping target shooter dude, right? Everyday dude going out there, rounds down range. I'm not going for ultra precision. They claim it is better. You got better rifling in there, and you also have the target crown. I guess it's a cool upgrade. Those of y'all out there that shoot pistols and can notice a difference like that, let me know in the comment section down below what you think if you've fired the Gen 5 Glocks yet. But me personally, I could care less. I didn't mind the old Glock barrels at all. I'm not a reloader, so I wasn't shooting lead bullets out of it. Never had a problem. So there you have it, dudes, the Glock Gen 5 changes. Out of all those changes, there are only two that I'm really excited about. The magwell, which is pretty cool. I kind of like how it's out a little bit further. And the ambidextrous slide stop. They're functional changes. Yes, removing the figure grooves like I spoke about earlier. That is probably going to get Glock a lot more sales for the dudes that picked up a Glock before and those finger grooves just didn't line up, they probably didn't buy that Glock. Now the chances of them doing so are there. The finish, whatever, doesn't bother me whatsoever. The scallop, can't stand it. The cutout in the front, could do without, didn't need it before. The follower, the high-vis follower, yeah, okay, whatever, Glock. And the target Glock marksman barrel with the crown cut, okay, I guess. But it's not anything that really screams out to me. So allowing the lefties to release the slide without having a racket is awesome, and the magwell is pretty cool. So what do you think, Tactical Main? Is the Gen 5 Glock really worth buying? I say if you have a Gen 4 and you enjoyed the Gen 4, you didn't have any problems with it, save your pennies. If you really want to get a Gen 5, get it. If you have neither Gen 3, Gen 4, or Gen 5, and you're going out to get one, go hold every single one of them at the gun store and see which one you like better. The barrel upgrade is really not going to do much for you. The finish upgrade is really not going to do much for you because Glocks aren't supposed to be pretty and clean. They're supposed to be scratched up and dirty. Gents, if you have any questions on the Gen 5 differences between the Gen 5 and Gen 4, let me know in the comment section down below. If there's anything specific you want to take a closer look at on a Gen 5 Glock, let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and if you feel like supporting the channel, click on one of the affiliate links in the description below. Alright dudes, see you in the next video.